Barry Bonds boasted a career that spanned an impressive 22 seasons in Major League Baseball. During this time, his journey saw him as a key player for the Pittsburgh Pirates from 1986 to 1992 and the San Francisco Giants from 1993 to 2007, all combining to solidify his status as one of the greatest baseball players of all time. But then, despite his numerous accolades, which included breaking the all-time home run record, he would soon find himself in some messy situations as he became a central figure in the ongoing debate surrounding performance-enhancing substances in baseball. So come along as we check out Barry's life before and after the controversies that surrounded him. Bonds was born in Riverside, California, to Bobby Bonds, who was a former Major League player. Growing up in San Carlos, he attended Junipero Serra High School in San Mateo. He would later go on to excel at Arizona State University, where he posted impressive statistics, hitting .347 with 45 home runs and 175 RBIs. In 1984, he maintained a .360 batting average and swiped 30 bases, followed by a strong 1985 season with 23 home runs, 66 RBIs, and a .368 batting average. With these strong performances, Bonds earned recognition as a Sporting News All-American selection that year, tying the NCAA record with 7 consecutive hits in the College World Series as a sophomore. Additionally, his achievements led to his inclusion on the all-time College World Series team in 1996. Despite his on-field success, though, Bonds faced challenges with his Sun Devil teammates due to his perceived rudeness and self-centered behavior. According to longtime baseball coach Jim Brock, Bonds was once suspended for breaking curfew, and this was followed by some resistance from other players about his return to the team, even though he was undeniably their best player. From a young age, it was obvious he was going to be a controversial figure, but no one foresaw the extent of the future controversies at this time. Well, Bonds graduated from Arizona State in 1986 with a degree in criminology, leaving behind a college legacy that included being named the ASU On-Deck Circle Most Valuable Player. His journey also included a stint in the Amateur Alaska Baseball League with the Alaska Gold Panthers during one summer, and then greatness came calling. Bonds' journey in Major League Baseball commenced when he was drafted as the 6th overall pick by the Pittsburgh Pirates in the 1985 MLB Draft, and his early exploits in the minor leagues hinted at the greatness that awaited. Joining the Prince William Pirates of the Carolina League, Bonds swiftly garnered recognition, earning the July 1985 Player of the Month award. In 1986, Bonds continued his ascent, showcasing unique talents with a .311 batting average in 44 games for the Hawaii Islanders of the Pacific Coast League. Plus, moving forward, his Major League debut on May 30, 1986 marked the beginning of a transformative era for the Pirates. He quickly made his presence felt, leading National League rookies in various categories, including home runs, stolen bases, and walks. To make it all even more interesting, Bonds' arrival coincided with a resurgence in Pirates' fan enthusiasm, setting attendance records and injecting vitality into a team that had been facing challenges both on and off the field. Indeed, his early years here saw him excel as a leadoff hitter, contributing to a formidable outfield alongside center fielder Andy Van Slyke. But he would evolve with time, and so did his role within the team. Shifting to left field in 1987, he became a linchpin in a respected lineup that included notable names like Bobby Bonilla and Jay Bell. And of course, the Pirates basked in success during this period, breaking attendance records and cultivating a surge in fan support for the franchise. However, the pinnacle of his early career came in 1990 when he clinched his first MVP award, hitting .301 with 33 home runs, 114 RBIs, and stealing 52 bases. He also joined the prestigious 30-30 club that season. Gold Glove and Silver Slugger awards were also among his achievements by the end of the year. As for the Pirates, they secured the NL East title, marking their first postseason berth since the 1979 World Series. However, they fell short in the NLCS against the Cincinnati Reds. Bonds continued to impress in 1991, amassing impressive numbers and adding more hardware to his collection. But then, despite being the NL MVP runner-up this year, rumors swirled about a potential trade to the Los Angeles Dodgers. Thankfully, it never materialized. In 1992, despite trade talks, this star remained with the Pirates and earned his second MVP award. His contributions to the game that year included a .311 batting average, 34 homers, and 103 RBIs, propelling the Pirates to their third consecutive NL East Division title. However, their quest for a World Series was thwarted by the Atlanta Braves in a dramatic NLCS Game 7, leaving Bonds and the Pirates with unfulfilled aspirations. Of course, Bonds was a unique talent and successful player. But despite his on-field achievements, he faced criticism and was never fully embraced by reporters and fans in Pittsburgh. In fact, he was labeled by many as the MDP, which easily translates to Most Despised Pirate. This acted as a symbol that showed exactly how some of the fans felt about him. In 1993, Bonds embarked on a new chapter, leaving the Pirates to join the San Francisco Giants in a historic 6-year, $43.75 million free agent contract. This deal was a record-breaker in Major League Baseball for total value and average annual salary at the time. But most importantly, it symbolized a homecoming for Bonds. Upon arrival, Bonds opted to wear the number 24, which used to be his Pittsburgh jersey, but only after he received approval from his godfather, Willie Mays. But then, public uproar led to a change in plans, and Bonds adopted the number 25, honoring his father, Bobby Bonds. Thankfully, his inaugural season with the Giants in 1993 was nothing short of spectacular. That year, Bonds hit .336, leading the league with 46 home runs and 123 RBIs. He also secured his second consecutive MVP award and third overall. But despite the Giants winning 103 games, they faced fierce competition from the Atlanta Braves in a memorable pennant race. Moving forward, the strike-shortened 1994 season witnessed Bonds maintaining his excellence on the diamond, hitting .312 with 37 home runs and a league-leading 74 walks. But in 1995, despite his impressive numbers, including 33 homers and 104 RBIs, he finished 12th in MVP voting. Luckily, the year 1996 marked a historic achievement for this legend, as he became the first National League player and second in MLB history to achieve 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases in a single season. But that's not all he achieved, as his prowess continued. He smashed a career milestone, his 300th home run in the same year. By the end of the year, his all-around performance, including 129 RBIs, a .308 average, and a then NL record 151 walks, surprisingly only earned him 5th place in the MVP race. Then, the 1997 season saw Bonds hit .291, tallying 40 home runs and 101 RBIs, while again leading the league in walks with 145. This year, Bonds secured his place in history, tying his father's record for the most 30-30 seasons, 5. And in 1998, the superstar added more feats to his illustrious career. Notably, he received an intentional walk with the bases loaded that year, which is a rare occurrence in baseball history. On August 23rd, he hits his 400th career home run, making him the first baseball player to join the 400-400 club, with 400 home runs and 400 stolen bases. Incredible, isn't it? Well, that's how unprecedented his numbers were. The following season presented challenges for Bonds, as it was marked by injuries and reduced playing time. But despite the setbacks, the determined player demonstrated resilience, finishing the season with 34 home runs, 83 RBIs, and a .617 slugging percentage. Bonds was so successful in his playing days that even Bill James, a renowned baseball analyst, acclaimed Bonds as the best player of the 1990s. Yet he carried the excellence into the early 2000s. In 2000, Bonds continued his stellar performance, hitting .306 with career-best slugging percentage .688 and home runs .49 in just 143 games. He also led the league with 117 walks and was growing stronger with each passing game. The 2001 season witnessed this unstoppable whirlwind reaching unprecedented heights and breaking numerous records. In the Giants' first 50 games that year, he hit 28 home runs, including 17 in May, which was a career high for him. And in April of that year, the Baseball King achieved his 500th home run against Terry Adams of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Bonds' extraordinary run of achievements in the 2001 season included breaking the single-season home run record with 73 home runs and surpassing Mark McGwire's mark of 70. Moreover, he went ahead to set records for walks, 177, on-base average, 515, and slugging percentage, 863, all in the same season. To cap it all, his spectacular achievements that year earned him the Babe Ruth Home Run Award. Moving into 2002, the superstar player went on to sign a new 5-year, $90 million contract with the Giants, and everyone could already smell that it would be a very successful year for him. Indeed, it turned out that he would win the NL batting title with a career-high .370 average. Well, this legend of the game didn't stop there, as he went on to draw a major league record 198 walks, with 68 intentional walks, surpassing Willie McCovey's record. Bonds also hit his 600th home run and had a remarkable postseason performance that year, even though it all ended in a World Series loss to the Anaheim Angels. It was definitely a good year for the champ. As for the year 2003, Bonds only managed to play in 130 games, but he still managed to showcase his exceptional prowess, hitting 45 home runs with a .341 batting average, a .529 on-base percentage, and a .749 slugging percentage. No doubt, this is another testament to how resilient and exceptional this player was. In 2004, Bonds would go on to have one of his best seasons yet, hitting .362, breaking his own record with 232 walks, including 120 intentional walks, and passing Willie Mays on the career home run list with his 661st. This exceptional player also finished the season with 45 home runs, earning his 4th consecutive MVP award and 7th overall by the end of the year. Moving on to 2005, the baseball maestro suffered some injuries, but then the new season was marked by his bounce back, hitting home runs in 4 consecutive games and finishing with 5 homers in 14 games. By 2006, he started earning a whopping sum of $20 million. This made him baseball's all-time highest paid player at the time. Of course, Bonds would go on to achieve many more impressive feats this year, including surpassing Babe Ruth's home run total with his 714th and 715th career home runs. Overall, Bonds was a maniacally driven player, establishing himself a different type of player who brought unique versatility to the game during his playing days. Clearly, he carved his legacy in baseball history by earning numerous Gold Glove awards for his prowess in left field. However, it was as a formidable hitter that he etched his name into the very core of the sport's history. In 2004, the legend achieved a milestone shared by only 2 others in the game, and it involved launching more than 700 home runs in his illustrious career. But true to his versatile nature on the diamond, his outstanding prowess extended beyond just power, as he also ascended to become the all-time walks leader, eclipsing the legendary Rickey Henderson while at it. No doubt about it, Bonds was a superstar in the batter's box, boasting a career batting average of .300. Plus, his reputation as a danger at the plate was so formidable that opposing managers often issued intentional walks when men stood on base. Indeed, this was a strategic move to mitigate the potential damage of the terrific lethal swings from our man here. The accolades for this extraordinary player were not only statistical, they were much more. For instance, he earned the title of the National League's most valuable player an astounding 7 times, which is definitely a testament to his consistent excellence across different eras of the game. Moreover, his MVP victories in 1990, 1992, 1993, 2001, 2002, 2003, and 2004 set a benchmark in the league, making him the first player to achieve such a feat more than 3 times. And for a man like this who had all the numbers and talent, you'd wonder why Bonds never made it into the MLB Hall of Fame. Well, let's just say he was using some substances while putting up all of these incredible numbers during the second half of his unbelievable career. And unfortunately for him, the Balco investigation would soon bring everything to the fore. In 2003, Bonds found himself entangled in the web of the Balco investigation, and it was so bad that he had to testify in front of a grand jury probing the alleged distribution of steroids by Victor Conti's organization. But what's even more shocking is that he wasn't totally truthful, even at this point. The legal storm got out of control in 2007 when Bonds was indicted on felony charges of obstruction of justice and perjury. His assertion of never knowingly using steroids or human growth hormone became the crux of the case. And in 2011, he was convicted of obstruction of justice for what was deemed an evasive answer during the grand jury testimony. This legal odyssey continued until April 2015, when Bonds' obstruction of justice conviction was finally overturned. Of course, this meant that, despite nearly a decade of legal wrangling, Bonds was not found guilty of perjury, leaving the specter of speculation surrounding his steroid use largely unresolved. If we're honest, Bonds was never officially caught by the MLB for failing a drug test, and he still maintains his innocence claim to this day. Moreover, the federal charges against him being overturned in 2015 provided a legal respite for the former baseball star. But then public perception remained divided. For instance, some critics, who are fueled by the visible transformation in Bonds' physique and his association with the Balco figures, still question the legitimacy of his home run records to this day. Also, while the San Francisco Giants organization continues to honor Bonds' achievements, the broader baseball community remains skeptical about the former high-achieving player. Even the Hall of Fame voters, who are responsible for enshrinement decisions, have consistently denied him entry because they've aligned him with the tarnished legacy of the steroid era. And in the end, although most of his records still stand today, Barry Bonds is more likely to be remembered by most fans as a man who tried to cheat rather than a legitimate Hall of Famer.